Chicken Hair on Netflix actually being good was one of the biggest surprises of 2022, and that seemingly so initiated a long line of unexpectedly stellar animated features, the latest runner-up being The Sea Beast. You should totally watch it. The film follows a young orphan escapee, Maisie, who secretly joins a crew of sea monster hunters, specifically one named Jacob Holland, as they embark on an epic mission to hunt down the elusive Red Bluster. Of course, after an encounter with the huge beast, Maisie and Jacob are separated from the crew and forced to find their way home. Of course, with the help of different sea creatures along the way. Now, this could have so easily been another mediocre old-timey adventurer film, but thankfully ex-Disney screenwriter Chris Williams has experience with taking pretty simple ideas and turning them into something really great. Starting off with the animation, which is absolutely beautiful and extremely detailed. He obviously took a lot of inspiration from Disney visually, right down to the eerily similar character designs. I still think Jacob Holland looks a lot like a mix between Flynn Rider and Kristoff. Besides this though, there is so much more to appreciate about this movie, one of the biggest being the characters, who are just so fleshed out and likable. Maisie is a very well written and surprisingly level-headed protagonist, but in a way that feels believable for a 10-year-old girl. She's very spunky and clever, but also impressionable and willing to learn and see things from a different angle. And the exchanges and relationships she develops with Jacob is honestly the lifeblood of the movie. Jacob, on the other hand, surprisingly voiced by Karl Urban, is a nice contrast to Maisie's innocence and openness because he's experienced the destruction of the sea beast firsthand. We see how his past affects his actions and even his ever-straining relationship with the captain of the ship. A really good antagonist who starts off being well-meaning, but slowly over the course of the story allows vengeance to consume him more and more. And I'm sure me and many others were wondering if the narrative was going to manifest into some kind of forced fatherhood allegory. Thankfully it never feels like that because the dialogue and interactions are just so natural. It really is one of those unlikely friendship stories that actually feels genuine. Everything having to do with the actual sea beast is also good, just to a slightly lesser extent. It's revealed pretty early on that the sea beasts aren't actually ferocious monsters, they're actually surprisingly gentle and are just doing what they need to do to survive. Which obviously sounds a lot like HTTYD, because it is, complete with a "they've killed tons of us because we've killed tons of them." Heck, even the Red Bluster looks a lot like Toothless. It's a really minor pick, but I feel like it's also the thing that people will give this movie the hardest time about. Also, Blue is adorable. Just the cute sidekick this movie needed to make it all the more memorable. Also, I checked and yes, they have plushies out, so get them while you can. So yeah, just a simple yet incredibly refreshing and atmospheric experience that the more I think about it, the more I like it. Though, unlike Disney movies for kids at least, it probably won't make a huge dent in the market because it doesn't have people dancing and singing around. And that, my friends, is very unfortunate. Anyways, go watch it now.